Good evening, dear friends. Welcome again. Sunday, 20th of October. Good to see you all again for another meeting about exciting subjects. So tonight, as promised, I'll be talking to you about the forbidden frequencies, the forbidden sounds, the damageful vibrations that we should try to avoid, and the dangerous mantras. As you already know, the first 15 minutes of this talk might be on YouTube, and the rest will be on our private group. Thank you all for joining. So the first thing we'll do together is we'll just take a moment together to become one. So despite being far away from each other through the screen and through the sound, we create a space of oneness. So I just want you to take a second and just put the hands like that. And remember, this goes on your heart and this goes on your chin. And we'll do a beautiful Om of unity together. So everybody please deep breath in. Thank you. Thank you, Tima, for joining. Good evening. So, and Ruthie, good evening. How are you from Texas? Jose also joined. Thank you for joining. So, we have an interesting meeting today with a lot of things. So, I'll be talking to you about the forbidden sounds. I'll be talking to you about the frequency of 432. I'll be talking to you about the mantras. And there'll be a few questions at the end that some people have sent me that I'll answer. So first of all, I would like to say that the subject of this mantras and the sounds is very serious. Is very, very serious. Is more serious than many people take it. Yeah, and many people just think that you just go and you do some sounds and it's really nice and yeah, it's cool. Hi, Tima. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. But the subject of sound is very serious. Maybe around 9 months ago, an Irish man contacted me and he said that his best friend, a lady in her mid-40s, has started having psychotic events. And they took her to hospital. She cannot sleep. She's not right. She's agitated and she feels that something is after her. Something is chasing her. Good evening, Jackie. So he wanted me to know if I could help because he knows I work in energy and sound. I'm a shaman. I'm a healer. So I said, okay, I'll have a look at her. So the lady came over here and she was really agitated, like something was at her and she could not stay and she could not sleep. So I asked her many questions to know when this all started, when this schizoid episode started. I asked her if she was taking drugs or it was drinking alcohol or something. I could not find out what was the problem. So what do you guys guess was the problem? What was this woman doing? This woman innocently, yeah, found some mantra on YouTube that is chanted by somebody, and she thought it's really cool. And she started singing this thing non-stop. And after a week, weird things started happening to her house. Then she stopped being to sleep. She stopped doing the mantra, but it was too late. She was burning sage, doing this, doing the other. It was not working. So it is a very specialized job to use sound healing. Yeah. Not anybody can go and say, hey, I'm going to teach you sound. You have to verify who is teaching you and what knowledge they have, what experience they have, and are they grounded or not. I started doing this in 1998, and I formed the understanding of how it works after I saw what is happening to people. This is a very, very serious subject, very serious subject. So don't go on there and do whatever mantras you find on internet because it looks cool, because it is not. And if you get in trouble, there are only very few people who can help you. So don't do that. And I'm happy if there are any specific mantras or what you don't know if it's good for you or not, you can Facebook me and I'll be more than happy to answer you. The second question is about the mantras. Sometimes a mantra is not appropriate for what you're doing. So there's, for example, the goddess Kali, which is the goddess of destruction. She's walking around with a lot of skulls around her belt. I found many women who were pregnant expecting a baby, going to chanting groups and chanting the Kali mantras. I thought this is unbelievable. You are bringing life, you are bringing a baby in your stomach, and you are chanting for Kali, which is about destruction and death. So sometimes a mantra is not appropriate for what you are doing. Yeah, and the power of the mantra is enormous. As I told you, this other lady who started chanting something and she became like, schizoid, then it happens. If you're doing the wrong thing, it will happen. Because when you are chanting a mantra, certain mantras will actually call an energy on you. It's like an antenna. So you are calling on this energy on you. So when this energy comes, it will mess up with your life. So an example of a mantra you have to be extremely careful with is anything to do with Kali, because it's about destruction. So if you're going to a war, maybe you should chant it, but I don't see what other thing you should chant it for. On the other hand, there are mantras that are very healing, very soothing. For example, the Tara mantra. Yeah, Om Tara Tu Tare Ture Swaha. Why is this mantra so healing and soothing? Because the word Tara is first of all recognized in several traditions as the white light. So in Ireland, in Old Celtic, it means star. In Hindu, it means star. And also in Aramaic, which is the first language of the Christ, it means the gatekeeper of the light. So then the Tibetan monks very kindly did an imagery for people so that people can actually understand how to work with energy. So they told them, you visualize a white lady, a white goddess, and you bring this goddess into your heart and you allow her to expand. It is very similar to us bringing the white light in the body and expanding it. You don't need to have the intermediary state of a goddess in the middle. Yeah, you just bring the divine white light into your body and you expand it with the Tara mantra, and that's what I do, and that's what I do with people, and it's very, very beneficial. Good evening, Patricia. Thank you for joining. So, if you're using the Tara mantra, it is safer to use than if you're using a Kali mantra. I can go more on detail if there are specific questions. This is about mantras. Now, about the sounds. When a sound is dissonant, when a sound does not sound right, it will agitate you. When you go, for example, to a horror movie or you go to a violence movie or a so-called action movie, and you have all these squeaky sounds, they are very destructive for the body. And there is numerology behind that. There are numbers. So one day I was in the studio and they were kind of showing me how they can double any movie with any kind of sound or sound effect. And there was a very horrible sound. And I said to the lady, what frequency was that? And she said, it is the frequency 666. I was like, what? I was shocked. So actually, the information about the numerology and the dangers of certain frequencies is right. Even in the Bible, they say that 666 is the number of the beast. So don't play with these things. And then I discovered after that, by doing all this experimentation, that the multiples of 6, like when you multiply 6 3 times, any multiple of that also is a low vibration energy. So if you are doing this vibration in any way or sort, you're going to bring yourself problems and hell. When you multiply 6 3 times, and you multiply that by 2, you got 432. Yes. So the famous 432 vibration that everybody's so excited about and thinks is really very cool, and you have a lot of meditations with it on the internet, that is not a good thing to use. That is a very, very dangerous, bad thing to use. Because what happens when you start doing these vibrations, when you start using them, what will happen to you as a person?